let's make your macrame hanger. So things you're gonna see, you're going to have 4 super long strands. You're going to have a ring, this is going to be at the top, and then 4 beads that are optional to use. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're going to put the pieces of string onto the loop. And I already did 3 of them, and I'm gonna show you how I did it. It's super, super, super simple. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this big guy, I'm gonna fold it in half, and then I'm going to attach it on here. So, okay, so it's folded in half. I'm gonna take this side and I'm going to use it to attach to this. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put this through the loop like that, and then I'm gonna pull these strings through this hole. And then you have them all attached. And it'll look like this when they're all done. So once you're done with that, it's much easier if you can hang this somewhere to do the rest of it. Totally up to you. You can try to do it on a table as well, but I'm gonna go hang mine up. From here on out, it's basically just a series of knots. So we're gonna start with the ropes that are connected together. So I'm gonna take these 2 guys and I'm gonna go down about 5 inches. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm just going to loop this around and pull it through, okay? That's it, super, super, super simple. You can see that all 4 of mine are basically the same height. If they're a little bit off, it's not that big of a deal. You're not gonna be able to tell later. So we're gonna do the same thing, but now what we're going to do is we're going to grab 2 strands like this, okay, 2 big clumps, and you're gonna choose 2 pieces, 1 from each. Okay, do you see I took 1 from each? And you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna go down, I'm gonna go down about 5 inches again, and I'm gonna tie another knot right here. You have to think about that we're going to make this into a circle. So I have this first knot done. Now I'm gonna take this, one of the strands that's left from this clump, and I'm gonna add it to another. So I'm gonna hold on to this guy, and I'm gonna grab 1 from this guy. Do you see how I'm doing this? So it's going to end up being in a circle. And I'm gonna tie the knot about 5 inches down. So I have 2 done. I'm gonna repeat the process. I'm gonna just keep going around in the circle. So I'm gonna grab this one right here, and I'm gonna attach it to one of these from this last clump that we haven't used yet. I'm gonna tie a knot here, and then I'm gonna use the last 2 and tie a knot there. So when you're done, you should have now 4 more knots that are down here. But now you can see that you're starting to create a hoop kind of where your diffuser or your plant can go, okay? So we're gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna start to add beads now, and you can repeat this process over and over as many times as you want. I'm only going to do it about 1 more time. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna connect these 2 again, okay? I'm gonna put a knot here. Before I make the knot though, I'm going to slip a bead on so that I have a couple beads on here, because that's kind of fun. You totally choose to do these beads up higher or down lower or not use them at all. It's totally up to you, but see how I just put it on first and then I put the bead on. So now I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna grab this guy and I'm gonna bring it back here. See how they were together before? And I'm gonna do the same thing, put the bead on first and then knot. Okay, so all of my beads are on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop mine, so I'm gonna tie a big knot at the bottom. What I want you to remember though is this one's going to be kind of short because I want this one to be short. If you wanted yours to be longer, you could just make your knots be farther apart. You could do 1 less knot up here. You could continue the pattern down here and go farther down. That's why I gave you plenty of string to do as much as you want with. But to stop it, it's super simple. I'm gonna go down, and I'm just gonna tie 1 giant knot with all these guys together. The last part is to just trim this bottom. I like to leave mine longer, so I'm probably gonna trim mine right about here, probably about 8 inches down. But make sure you look at it. If you don't like that it's tight at the top, you can take those knots out right there, and you could start with these knots here. There's so many ways that you can vary this, but the basic, super simple one, there you go, ta-da!